know who we are?
I do.
We are media fuckers! Woo! Men online.
Hey, on today's episode, it's the final episode of the year. Jeremy and I have gathered our top 10 movies of 2022, also our bottom few movies of 2022, and I do have a couple of honorable mentions because, you know, what else do we have, right? So our top 10 movies of 2022, starting with Jeremy's 10 through 6.
So there was a lot of competition for the number 10 spot because you've always got like, I went through like my list of emails of all the movies I've seen. I saw 32 movies this year, and I was pleasantly surprised that I struggled to get down to 10 movies instead of struggling to get up to 5.
Yeah.
Looking at it in retrospect, it was a pretty good year for movies. Almost all the non-horror movies we watched I really enjoyed.
Non-horror and non-Marvel.
My Marvel viewing experience was a lot better because I skipped so much. I looked at the list of movies, I'm like, man, you know, for two guys that are, well, I guess I can't speak for you, but for a guy who has been watching movies for the express purpose of talking to them on a podcast, I have not been watching. There are a lot of movies I've been skipping because I'm like, I'm not watching that. And we have been talking about that all year, so it's actually not surprising. But to see it for the year end was, it really brought into context just how I do not care about so many of those movies.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but having this Regal Unlimited pass is like the best thing because most of these movies, I would say a good chunk of this top 10, I would not have seen if it wasn't for the pass.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If it wasn't for the Regal pass, I would have seen 2 of the movies on my top 10.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have gone to the movies to see The Menu without it being on the Regal Pass.
100%.
Which is my number 10. The movie is it is a thriller, but it's also interesting. So I feel like you should put a backslash on those movies because like I feel like making them interesting almost makes them not that category. It's like if you find like a really like I feel like I'm going to relate it to video games. Like, I play shooters, but most people that play shooters did not play Super Hot.
Right.
It is a shooter, but it's also like so different. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I feel that that's just my impression of like the Call of Duty bros is that they would not really enjoy Super Hot. Maybe that's just me being rude to Call of Duty people. Definitely not Destiny 2 people. They have more patience because they'll sit there and shoot a hole in the ground for 7 hours.
Yeah. I just popped in to play some PvP just a couple minutes ago, so I'm there.
Notice he didn't say it was false.
No, we do dumb shit. It's enjoyable though for some reason. I can't explain it, but
my number 9 is The Batman or Batman 2022. Which Batman? The one that came out in 2020. There's no other way to narrow it down.
The one with the dude from Twilight.
Was this a smart movie? No. Does it fit into the rest of this list? Kind of. You know, not every movie has to be smart. It's completely fine that while a bomb is being put off, Batman puts on mascara. It's fine. I really enjoyed watching it. I'm always down for Batman every 5 years, even though they could totally do other stuff instead. Number 8, Black Phone. Another Dan special climbing onto a non-double-digit number, but Black Phone was really good. And it wasn't really good in a way that would make it not a thriller movie. It's probably the best thriller I've seen. I'm having trouble thinking of one that hit me like that did, other than when I was a teenager watching The Ring. Like I can't think of a movie between those two that hit me like that.
And you know, I'd like to say for every Halloween Ends, there's a Black Phone, but that's not true.
It's not true.
We go through 10 Halloween Ends before we get to one Black Phone.
I will go through my list of emails to just use that for just my suffering alone. There's only one Black Phone. There are at least 4 Halloween movies. I've just ruined my life.
We've done 3 Halloween movies.
It's not the.
H2O, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends.
I didn't go into the first one going, oh, this should be enjoyable. Number 7 is Bullet Train. Do I need to explain why Bullet Train's on this list? If I do, you got to listen to the whole episode. It's great.
Yeah.
Number 6 is See How They Run. I enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed the characters. And this movie, if we had to review it again, I think I would be even nicer to it because when I'm watching the movie, I think about how See How They Run put the characters together.
Yep.
And other movies that did not make this list could have used some more of that good old-fashioned good dialogue.
We're going to have some of the same ones here, but there will be some variations. So number 10 for me is Violent Night. We just did a review on this one, so I won't get too much into it, but Santa Claus plus Die Hard equals Violent Night. Need I say more? Number 9, Barbarian, or The Barbarian. It was one of the most bizarre movies that I've seen that actually hit properly. It had the biggest twist that I can remember in the center of a movie that just shocked me, and I still remember that moment to this day.
Yeah.
Number 8, Bullet Train. Unfortunately, number 8 for me because I had just a ridiculous, astronomical expectations for this movie, but it still landed. Thought it was really good. 7, The Batman, and I'm kind of hitting these ones quick because for the most part, Jeremy just spoke on them. So The Batman, my biggest problem with it was the runtime, but it did feel like 3 really good 1-hour episodes of a Batman TV series.
Yeah. So
I kind of let that one slide.
Oh, quit talking about Babylon, Dan.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Superhero at number 6. I know we went into length about this one, but I love this movie. Seeing Piccolo and Gohan in the spotlight, and not just the same old Gohan or the same old Piccolo. They change colors, okay? It's great.
Listen, that's all we need for Dragon Ball.
Yeah. And the risk they took with the CGI was weird at first, but it really buffed up the action scenes.
My number 5 is Where the Crawdads Sing. This is very different from every other movie on my list. It is by a factor of 10 the slowest movie, but I mean, it's another one where after I watched it, I think about that movie from time to time. It doesn't hurt that sometimes I hear crickets in real life. Number 4 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I have been starved for Nicolas Cage movie. If I had to make a top 100 movies of the decade, I don't think I would put this on there. But when that movie came out, I needed to see it.
Yeah.
I've been missing out on just some silliness, and I loved every minute of watching that stupid movie. Number 3, you better watch out. You better not cry. Santa Claus is coming to
in your eye.
3. No. Oh my God, Dan! How dare you speak such livid things about Santa?
So did this Norse Santa actually kill the original Santa to get the powers via Tim Allen's movie? You know how you have to kill Santa to become him?
Here's the thing. That's why this movie is number 3. This is now that I've had some time to think about it, I think when we were reviewing it, I said this might be the best Christmas movie. And now that I've had 3 or 4 weeks to think about it, this is the best Christmas movie. This is my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's up there. For sure.
This has replaced Die Hard as my favorite Christmas movie. Never before have I watched a Christmas movie and thought, I need a prequel to this Christmas movie. Except for maybe Die Hard. I don't know. I would watch a prequel to Die Hard.
Why did they split up? Okay.
No, a teenager plays the teenage adventures of this gritty cop. My number 2 is The Northman. I don't need to explain why this is number 2. You need to watch the movie and then our episode on it.
My number 5 is The Menu. It's super weird. Jeremy already talked about it, but the slow build into what it became was awesome.
Absolutely.
The comedy, I did not expect so much comedy in this movie, but yeah, watch The Menu, and seriously, do yourselves a favor and watch everything on these lists. Number 4. This was one that I heard about a long time ago, and I never got around to it until recently. Pompo the Cinephile. Now, just a quick rundown. We might be doing this one as a review. It's about a child prodigy who's a director. She has a production assistant who is probably older than she is. It's his directorial debut, which includes the return of a famous actor who was on a 10-year hiatus because he was waiting for, and I put in quotes, the right movie. So
Wait,
it's
are you telling me there are 3 movies in 2022 about making movies before 2022?
Yep.
Okay.
This movie is it's fantastic. It's one of the best anime movies I've ever seen. Number 3, The Black Phone. I mean, kudos to Ethan Hawke. Very tense, very awesome movie. Number 2, this is the only one that we have the exact same, is The Northman. Revenge, a Norse revenge movie, but with like a heavy insight into what it was like in the Norse berserker age. The main character is he's a villain, kinda. Like, he's a villain from our eyes from this time, but you know what I mean? They didn't sugarcoat anything. It's like, this is what the world was, and this is who he is.
Yeah.
Regardless of what we think now.
Yeah, like the word great has changed to mean like also good.
Yep.
But that's not what that means. Alexander the Great was not a nice person, and neither was the Northman.
No.
I am ready for number 1. This is a movie that literally everyone I know in real life has been told to watch. This movie is the movie I'm going to watch multiple times. Like, I may or may not watch The Northman again. Probably will. I'm almost definitely never going to watch Where the Crawdads Sing again. But I am going to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once multiple times in the future. This movie is a ways behind Dread, but it's not. But it is like number 2, my favorite movie of all time, behind Dread.
Wow.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, best movie of 2022. It is not close. Number 2 is way down there. You could make 5 more movies. It would still be between the Everything Everywhere All at Once and Northman if they were good enough.
Yep. Except for one. My number 1, Top Gun Maverick. God damn, if you haven't seen this movie, go out and see it. Do whatever it takes to see this movie. It is just unbelievable. We have a review up. I'm pointing down for some reason physically, but go watch Top Gun Maverick. It's my favorite movie of 2022. Is it the best movie of 2022? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, very different tastes because would you like to know where I ranked Everything Everywhere All at Once in my top 70 movies of 2022?
I'm going to say 15.
50. 50.
50. 50. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to tell you what it's below because your head might explode. So I gotta. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's.
You know,
it's good we have different tastes, even though yours are mind blowing to me.
Yeah, same. Same. Check those out if you get a chance. Check out everything on our list, except for what's about to come on these next 2 lists.
Yes. For the car wreck category, I can't believe I held. Actually, some of these I did not. Like, actually, all of these movies I did were so bad that I know for a fact I made no effort not to pee during these movies. My worst movies of 2022, in no particular order because they don't deserve that much thought. Thor 4, no explanation required. Halloween Ends, no explanation required. One Piece, some explanation required on that one. And Jurassic World Domination, we all knew that was a piece of shit before I even walked in, but we had no idea how much.
Jurassic World Dominion, just to give you guys some context, we were going to do that movie. We both went and saw it for the purposes of reviewing it, and we both said, fuck this.
I thought we did review it. I would have sworn we reviewed it.
We did not.
Did we just talk about that for a half hour before recording something else?
Yeah, after we both saw it, we just sat here and chat about it. I guess we could have just recorded and released that.
I would have sworn we had a YouTube video on Jurassic. I would have bet my car we had a YouTube video on that. That had like 12 views.
Yeah.
I had such good observations on that one. I'm not watching it again to review it.
Hell no. So I saw 70 movies that released in 2022. 22 of those movies received a score of 7.0 or higher, which I think is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And 6 movies scored lower than a 2. Three movies on this list I gave a 0.1 because it is a movie, so it can't get a 0. In my opinion, they did actually produce a movie.
In your opinion, they produced a movie?
Well, in my opinion, I can't give it a 0 because they produced the movie. So, all right. Number 6, I guess. X. A terrible excuse for a horror movie. Just really bad. It's supposed to be a movie where they're filming a porn on the farm of like this old couple who rented out the barn. You'd think they were like some sort of religious people who didn't want any sodomy or whatever going on. But no, the reason that the woman starts killing everybody is because she wants to join the porn and they don't want her to join. Yeah. Let that sink in.
Like John Wick, but instead of a dead dog, it's just, you're too ugly for porn, lady. I'll show you.
Anal sex or whatever.
Anal sex.
Yeah. The one guy and his girlfriend were the camera crew. They were kind of like a wholesome couple, but the girl wants to join in and she wants to be part of the porn. And when the dude gets pissed, she goes, I don't want to break up. I laughed for quite some time. People were looking at me. If you don't want to break up with your boyfriend, ladies, don't film a porn with another dude. Just a suggestion. The next one is The Invitation.
Media men coming in strong in favor of monogamy.
Pun intended.
Monogamy. It's how you don't get STDs or murdered. Wait, no. Okay. Let me rework that a bit. But also,
the thing that made me laugh was that she assumed that she was going to bang this dude in front of her boyfriend, and he was just going to be like, yeah, that's cool. Want to make out?
No, they were just making a porn, man.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's all.
It's like I'm not a murderer because they're all on VHS. I'm making slasher films, you see.
Is that how it works? That's how you
As he gets pulled away screaming at the end of the horror movie.
Could you imagine the shitstorm he'd be in if that were the other way around? And one of the actresses were like, hey, get on in here. Handsome? I don't know. Next up is The Invitation. Do you want to see a girl get whisked away to England where she has to fend off a family of vampires? Hell yeah. That's what the trailer says it was supposed to be. But it was essentially a love story of this guy trying to woo this girl into becoming his vampire queen. And then the last 2 or 3 minutes is her fighting vampires. And it's very brief and terrible.
When you told me about it, because we were planning on doing the movie. And when you told me about it, I'm like, no, we're not watching.
Yeah.
You were like, we can do it if you want. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. I already watched
Only one of us must suffer.
Next up is Firestarter. It is a remake of a adaptation of a Stephen King novel. And it's about a girl who can burst herself into flames. She's essentially the Human Torch from Fantastic Four, except nothing is entertaining. They just kind of, her and the dad escape, and there's a dude coming after them. But the only reason it didn't fall into the 0.1 category is because Zac Efron's performance was pretty good. He played the dad, but I don't know. It was garbage. Next up, Jeepers Creepers Reborn. The original Jeepers Creepers with Justin Long was good. Are you seeing a theme? All of these are horror movies. Now, when we referenced Black Phone earlier, yeah, we had to sift through all this. I sifted through all this shit. Jeepers Creepers Reborn was just an awful sequel, I guess. Nothing interesting. Nothing. The acting was terrible. The effects were terrible. Next is Pearl. Now, you had to know this one was coming. It is a prequel to X. And you're like, oh, wasn't that on your list earlier? Yeah, they released 2 movies in 2022 with a combined score of 1.2 out of 20. Pearl is the lady who goes and kills everyone in X. And they show why she was crazy. And it's boring as shit. All right, and the last one is called Men. M-E-N, Men, you know? I was interested in this one because it's a horror movie where everyone in the town is like making this girl feel. She goes on a vacation after her husband kills himself. Everyone in the town, it seems like there's a conspiracy where they're gonna chop her up into little pieces, but everyone's making her think she's crazy. But it turns out she is crazy. She watches a guy get pregnant and give birth. Then an adult pops out. And then that adult is already pregnant, and then it gives birth again. And that's the last 7 minutes of the movie. Till finally, at the end, it gives birth to her husband, who had killed himself in the beginning of the movie. They thought they were being really artsy. It's just a terrible attempt at a galaxy-brained horror movie. So there it is. There's my list. Did I miss anything? Well, we got a few more movies from 2022 coming up, and then I think Cocaine Bear is going to be our first movie of 2023.
I'm not looking forward to that. I've seen that preview so many times.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I usually don't see most of the previews. Like, I'm pretty good at timing it, so I only see one preview and then the advertisement to work at the movie theater.
Yep.
And then to buy unlimited, which there's 4 people in this theater. These are definitely unlimited. Everyone in that theater is definitely unlimited because only 4 of us in there.
Yeah.
Is it weird I actually recognize people in the movie theater now? I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm never gonna talk to you.
All right. So let us know what your favorite movie of 2022 was. Was it on our list? Whose list did you think was more accurate for the top movies of 2022? And that would be a fun one.
Yes, because this is definitely an issue of specificity and accuracy instead of taste. If you don't agree with Jeremy, you're wrong. It's The Batman was an objectively good movie. There's definitely no one who could not enjoy that. No, there are plenty of people that could not enjoy. Except, I don't know. I could understand not enjoying everything everywhere all at once. I could not understand not enjoying it if you even a little bit enjoy action and weird concepts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like both of those things. It's really odd.
You liked 50 movies this year? Oh, no, you didn't like everything. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I thought you did enjoy that movie.
I gave it a 5 when we did it. I think your head about popped off your shoulders.
That sounds like something I would have in my head.
All right, like, share, all that shit. We will catch you on Wednesday with Babylon review, I guess, and more stuff.
We'll try to make the review shorter than the movie.